welcome back to Jungle Flowers Canada. My name is Grania and thanks for joining me. So guys, today's video was kind of determined by a plant. So if you watched my video where I turned a dark hall into a plant haven, you will remember that I planted this Scindapsus argyrius. And it started to shrivel up, so I thought it was underwatered, so I watered it and it's just continued to deteriorate. So you can see some of the leaves are dying. So now it's time to try and figure out what's going on. So I thought it might just bounce back, it might have just had transplant shock, but I think there's more going on here than that we need to investigate. So we're going to do that first, and then I thought I'd do a couple of other little plant chores, which I will discuss with you in a while. So let's just open this up. Let's just unpot this and see what's happening with the roots. Sorry, I should have tidied here. I was making moss poles and I have stuff all over it. So let me tidy up here and I'll bring you in to have a look at the roots. Okay guys, so I'm just going to empty the soil and try and figure out what's going on. So if you recall, or if you didn't see that video, I bought these plant pots that you hang on the wall. They're absolutely gorgeous, fantastic idea, but they also happen to be self-watering. So initially I thought, oh okay, we didn't have enough water, but I actually went ahead and top watered the plant, and it is moist, but it's still deteriorating. Now I know this plant can be a little fussy when you're taking cuttings from it. Quite often the leaves will curl like this when you take cuttings, but you just have to leave it. They take weeks to root, guys. So if you see your leaves curling, don't be dismayed. Just leave them there, keep topping them up with water, and they will eventually bounce back. But there's something going on here because my leaves are browning. So I don't want to lose this plant because I bought this plant, I would say early 2019, and it was just a tiny little, like maybe a 3-inch pot. So it has, it has done very well, and it had been growing away. It was doing perfectly well. I had it in my family room, no issues with it. So the issues only started when I transplanted it. So let's take a look and see what's going on with the roots. So let's unpot it and let's have a look. Let me get my glasses. Oh, I didn't bring my glasses down. Okay, so this is going to be, yeah, some of these roots have definitely rotted. Yeah, some of the roots have rotted, guys. So this did not like being transplanted. I don't know if you can see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off, you can see it, when you pull, okay, let me see if I can get this on camera. When you pull like this, oh no, that just broke. That's not what I wanted to show you. Okay, if you can see here, when you kind of pull on the outside, it strips away. Do you see that? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and reroot it in perlite, and then hopefully when it's well enough established we can transition it back into soil. Like, it's been in soil for, what's 2019 to 2 years. It's been in soil for 2 years. So it, yes, this is the thing with plants, guys. Sometimes, you can do everything, you think you're doing everything right, and they just decide, you know what, I don't like it. So it's always a good idea to keep an eye on your plants. And I left this for a while because I wanted to see would it just bounce back, but I could tell that it was just deteriorating and deteriorating. So we can see now what the problem is. So there's 4 nice stems there, and I'm going to try and reroot them. So let's see how it likes that and see if we can save this baby. Okay guys, so it's actually tricky to get these in here. This is my 3rd attempt. So I've put them all together. I'm going to try now and put them down in here. Let's take a bit more of the perlite out. Actually, I'm going to wet it down. It might be a little bit better if I wet it. I think it's just so light that it needs a bit of density to it. There we go, that'll work better, I think. It's just so light that the plants, when I move them, before I wet it, they were just falling back out. So let's just top this up now with perlite and let's see what happens. I'll put them under my grow tent down here in the basement, and hopefully I'd like it to recover. I hate losing a plant, even though it's not the most expensive plant. I hate losing any plant. So let's try this. Yeah, that's definitely better to wet your perlite, guys, because it's just too light when it's not wet, and it's too easy for the roots to fall out. Okay, so let's top it up with some more water. Okay, so I put in water just about up to the level of where the roots are. And let's keep an eye. Now on to my next project. Okay guys, so I have a new project coming up. I'm going to redo my bedroom. So I have done videos in my bedroom, and you will notice that I have this purple wallpaper in my bedroom. So I did that when we moved into the house. So we're actually 8 years in the house. So that wallpaper was so in at the time, but now it's, you know, they're going for more muted tones. So I'm going to be redoing my bedroom. I am going to paint it, and I am re-wallpapering that wall in, you know, a more subtle paper. I do love my purple wallpaper, I really do. But like everything, trends come, trends go. But I have told you before, I have some new plants coming in. So I want to clear it up, and I want to make room for some more plants when they arrive. So I have this in my bedroom. So I planted this up, gosh, I'm terrible for remembering, probably 2 years ago. And they were all tiny little 4-inch pots. So there's actually 4 plants in here. There is a golden pothos, there is a neon pothos, there's a marble queen pothos, and there is a heartleaf philodendron. So I'm thinking it's probably time I split them up. So rather than going out and buying new plants, I'm going to pot them into individual plants, and I'm going to put them back in my bedroom, but I'm going to try putting the smaller plants, maybe some on top of my mirror over my bed or on my headboard, and some back into my ensuite, because I did move my mycans downstairs, which I had in my ensuite. So I thought this would be a good opportunity to take this plant apart and to see what's going on. So let's get our soil again. Where did I put my soil? Here we go. I so badly need to clean this plant room, guys. I come down, I do work, and then I leave it, and I don't, you know, because it's more of a transitional plant room. I don't forget. I just ignore it until it gets so bad that I have to clean it up. So let's unpot this and see what's going on. Oh guys, I have to show you this. So I made this moss pole out of the Dollarama chicken wire, and you can see it's very floppy. So what I did was I actually put loads of tie wraps or zip ties around it, but I think I'm going to try putting another layer of chicken wire around it and see if I can make it a little bit sturdier. But I chuckled when I did it first, because when it was wet, because the moss was heavy, it was just like flopping from side to side. So we'll maybe take a look and see if I can improve that as well. Guys, that perlite's making me want to sneeze. Okay, so I actually just made up some new soil, but I don't have any bark. Well, I have a little bit upstairs, but I'm too lazy to go up and get it. But there is a little bits of bark in here already. So, but it'll be fine because there's so much perlite in it. And I use the ProMix micro-rhizy soil, which is a very well draining soil anyway. So I'm not worried about my pothos going into this, it will be fine. If I was planting up like expensive aeroids, I would make sure I had more bark in it. There's also worm castings in here. Okay, so let's unpot this baby and let's see what's going on. Okay, come out, baby. Oh, there we go. Oh, not too bad. I expected it to be way more root-bound. So let's just take off. This is my own soil, so I'm not too worried about it. Okay, so let's take a look and see if we can separate the plants. Okay, so let's start with our heartleaf philodendron, which if you have no other plant in your house, I love the heartleaf philodendron. No, I love all of these plants, but there's something about the heartleaf philodendron that I just love. So let's see where she is. And I find it actually grows very fast, even faster than the pothos, guys. Anytime I've planted a heartleaf philodendron at the same time, I definitely get more growth on the heartleaf philodendron. Well, quicker. Okay, so she's all the way, yeah, see, look, she's all the way over here. Come on, baby. Come on, you can do it. Okay, so you can see, I actually thought the roots would be much longer on her, but they're not. So I'm going to pot her up in her own pot. I'm going to put the golden pothos back in here. Now, where is the golden pothos? Let's chase her. Actually, we should probably just leave the golden pothos and just take out the other two. Let's just do that. Okay, so here is the marble queen. Come on out here, lady. Okay, so here is the marble queen. I love this pothos too. I think she's very pretty. And then here is the what's it? Neon pothos. I was going to call it lemon lime. That's the philodendron. Now I am very surprised that the roots aren't bigger. Wow! But look at each plant, how well it's doing. I have to say, it gets neglected. Because it's in my bedroom, they are the most neglected plants, and you know what? They're all doing fantastic. Even my alocasia poly. I see people have lots of trouble with the alocasia poly. I have it in my bedroom, which is the coldest room in my house. It's an east-facing window, so it only gets morning sun. And I always forget to water them. And you know what? My alocasia poly is just beautiful. Not as big as she'd be if she was in a brighter room, but she does fantastic. So these get neglected. All my bedroom plants get more neglected than any other plants. Okay guys, so now we have our golden pothos. So actually that pot will be too big, so I'm actually not going to put it back into that pot. I'll put it into a different pot. I actually have some terracottas here that I bought in Valley View. How many did I buy? These here. Aren't they cute? So hopefully I bought enough of them, because I'd like to put them all into the same pot. 1, 2, 3. I think I have another one. Yes, I do. Okay. Oops. So guys, I actually do. Look, I have 4 of these that I bought in Valley View nurseries. They were, now remember, no glasses, guys, $4.95 each. Aren't they cute? I will take the stickers off when I have glasses and I can see what I'm doing. So, do I have any? Oh, I do have some mesh to put in the bottom of them. I just picked it up actually off the floor the other day. Here we go. Okay guys, so I have 4 pieces of mesh. So I'm going to stick the mesh down the bottom just to cover the hole. And okay, so I have the mesh in there just to cover the hole. And let's put some soil in. So I'm just reusing this soil, guys, because there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. And like I say, it's pothos are very forgiving. You know, they still like a nice soil, but oops, I wouldn't be as fussy as I would be with maybe one of the more sought after. Okay, so there's really nice roots on this. Actually, one of these is actually a cutting of a bigger plant, and then the other was one of the $4 little pots that I bought, probably in Vandermeer nurseries, or maybe Valley View, but actually I think Vandermeer's. I think I bought these all in Vandermeer's. Okay, so golden pothos. So there, look, I had 1 plant. Now I have 4 plants from my bedroom. So it's great to split things up if you don't want to be going out and buying more plants. Okay, some more mesh in there, some more soil. Now I really expected these to be so root bound. I am actually very surprised. Okay, so now we're going to do our marble queen. Let's take some of that soil out. And our marble queen. So I put these just in different places around my bedroom. And these are very forgiving if you don't have a lot of light. I mean, they do need light. Every plant needs light. But they're a little more forgiving than some of the other plants. Actually, let's just put these over here. And I will give them a little bit of Super Thrive before I bring them upstairs, just so they don't go into transplant, or as I usually call it plant shock, but it's actually transplant shock that I'm talking about. Okay, and here we have our neon pothos. Let's put that girl in there. Isn't it funny how some people refer to their plants as he and some people refer to them as she, and then sometimes you will have a plant that you will call a he and another one you'll call a she. Oh, that's like, I think I tend to say she. Okay, neon pothos. Look at this, 4 plants. I'm excited. And the last pot. I will go to Dollarama and I will buy some more, actually I probably have trays. And I think I might paint the trays. I'll try and get them a similar colour to this, because all my trays are just standard terracotta. So if I can find this colour, I probably have loads of paint that's similar to this, and I might just give the trays a little paint. Or even like a more, you know, what's the word, complementary colour. It's great having this plant room, guys. I don't feel so guilty if I get dirt on the ground down here. Better than doing it in my kitchen, because I used to transplant all my plants in the kitchen, and my husband used to go nuts because we'd find soil everywhere. Now I want to talk about this plant here. I have this in my den. I'm sure you've seen it. It's absolutely huge. It's like so long. It's such a prolific grower. Does fantastic in low light, guys. I have the only light my mother plant gets is from a 5000 Kelvin puck light up in the ceiling, and it's huge. It grows and grows and grows. So I thought I would propagate some of this for my bedroom. So I'm just going to take off the bottom 2 leaves. Guys, I have noticed I've actually got some cuttings myself from people, and people are giving cuttings with 1 node. 1 node isn't enough. You might be lucky with 1 node. You know, it could work fantastic for you, but you know, you're limiting your chances by the less nodes you have. So I just got some cuttings with 1 node, and they're rooting. It's fine. They're very slow, but they're getting there. But ideally, they say you need 3 nodes, but you know, that's probably a little excessive, but you at least need 2. So if you're giving cuttings to people, try and give at least 2 nodes, guys, because if the first node fails, you have no luck. The cutting is gone. So I just noticed that the other day, and I thought, wow, 1 node. And when I say 1 node cutting, I'm talking about it was cut like literally right at the node. It was 1 leaf, 1 node. So there's no room for error in that. So I would say minimum 2 leaves. 2 nodes, I should say. So I'm going to take off 2 leaves on all of these. This roots incredibly. This is like the fastest rooting plant you will ever root. I'm just going to stick it in water, and I guarantee you in a week's time there will be roots on this. It's amazing. So I know Vandermeer's are selling it at the moment, so I didn't even tell you the name of it. It's called Peperomia repens, or it's sometimes called watermelon begonia, I think. Watermelon begonia, yes. It's sometimes called watermelon begonia, but its actual name is what did I just say it was called? Paulownia repens. Guys, I don't know what's happening to me. My brain is getting fried. Now, these are very small leaves here on this one, so I'm going to take off more. I'm going to take off, I just, you know what, just for giggles, let's throw that into my prop box. So I just pulled off the nodes, but because the leaves are very small on this, I'm going to take off 3. Okay. I've no glasses, so I can't see what I'm doing, and I'm too lazy to run upstairs and get my glasses. Okay, so this one I'm going to do 3 because those leaves are small. And then this baby here. I'm surprised I can even tell which end is up. There's 2 there. So I'm going to pop these in water, and we'll keep checking on them when we're checking on our Scindapsus. And then once this has got lots of roots, I will pot it up, and I may put this one in my ensuite. I'm not sure where I'm going to put them, but when I redo the bedroom and I have the wallpaper done and the whole thing is freshened up, then I will do some plant placing with you. I'll do a video and show you, and hopefully by then, where are we now? Today is the 12th, I think, of February. So I'm due my plants in March, so 2 weeks away. So it's probably going to be at least 2 weeks by the time I get myself organized and finish the bedroom. So when I finish the bedroom, we'll do some plant placements, and hopefully these will be almost ready. I don't think the Scindapsus will, but hopefully this will be ready. Well, the Scindapsus isn't going into my bedroom, so that's irrelevant. So, but we'll just check in. Oh my God, guys, I did it again. So the stems are very delicate. It's, how would I, like almost, they're not, it's not anything, it's not a succulent, but you know how easy succulents break? Well, that's how easy this breaks. So let me go get a little vase. So I bought these in IKEA a couple of months ago, actually during the last lockdown in 2020. I had them delivered to me. So, and it's opaque, so that's ideal for rooting because they actually do like the roots to be kept in darkness. And this is my water with Super Thrive. My Irish share. Okay, so we're going to fill that up. Oh, maybe a little too high, but anyway. And let's put our cuttings in. I do root a lot of cuttings in my kitchen. So I might actually bring these up to my kitchen so then I can keep an eye on them. I love to see my cuttings. When I come down in the morning to make tea, I have a little peek to see what's going on. So I think I might, this is, did I just break that? So you got to be careful with this, guys. It is quite delicate. You can break the stems quite easily. There's my Paulownia repens, propagating, and we have these couple of little ones that I'm just going to throw into my prop box, and let's see what happens. So when this happens to you guys, if you have a prop box, so basically I bought a clear Dollarama box for $3. I put wet sphagnum, well, moist sphagnum, you don't want it to be sopping wet. Okay, so this is my prop box, and you can see I have my cuttings here. So those little black pots that I have my mycans in, so if I have room for them, I will put the cuttings in there, but I don't believe I have room for it now. So I just have some sphagnum here on the bottom, so I'm just going to pop them in there. Look at the babies, they love these boxes, by the way, guys. So it does smell musty. It's actually not too bad at the moment. So what I do is I actually don't fully close the lid. I just lay the lid on top. And then I come down every now and then and I open it up, let a little bit of air in and close it again. I rarely, if ever, have to moisten this. Once in a while I'll give it a spray, but like it's very rare that I have to moisten this. So I am going to put the lid, as I say, I only rest it on top, I don't close it. Everybody has different ways of doing things, guys, but that's how I do it. And then it sits in my grow tent under my grow lights. Okay guys, what I should mention is my grow tents are homemade. I don't have one of them like the Mars Hydro grow tents, which are fantastic, by the way. You know, if I had one, I would absolutely use it. I believe they are amazing. But I don't have one, but I made my own. And I do have a video on my channel on how I did it, which I'll link in the description. So basically, guys, I use Dollarama emergency blankets, which should be coming out shortly, and they're $2.50. That's what this is here. And I drape them over my shelves, and it creates a fantastic grow tent. I have grow lights in there. This is my basement. I only have 2 small windows in here, and I have kept so many plants alive over the winter. And I'm not talking about just regular, well, they are, every plant is a plant, but I have kept some rare plants, Hoyas. My succulents are all under here, and they all just do so well over the winter, and it's very reasonable. So it's $2.50 for an emergency blanket, and I just use my existing shelving. So as I say, there is a video, guys, so if you want to check it out, please do so. So guys, I hope this video was informative. I hope you enjoyed it. If you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, that would be amazing. If you have any questions or comments, don't forget to ask below. If you've watched till the end, guys, I'm going to ask you to put the green heart emoji in the comments. And if you haven't already subscribed, guys, it would be so fantastic if you could subscribe. I would really appreciate it. So you guys have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for joining me.